Good morning, guys. MWUSA Season 4, Episode 81. It is Thursday morning, April 10th, and we are just leaving home. This morning, the older kids got on the bus, took off, and the younger went with mom to get some breakfast, and then she will take them to school. So, I guess that's kind of nice that you could do that you have enough time to do that before school. This morning we are facing a chilly morning, not as chilly as it has been the last couple days, but it's cloudy, the light mist outside, and 42 degrees right now. The high for today is only expected to be around 50 in my area. Now, I don't know about the area that I'm going to. I can check that out, but so definitely still not spring, definitely still not summer, but it's going to be a good day today. We're going to make up for the money that we lost yesterday, which wasn't as bad as it could have been. Wow, looks like the area we're going to, it's snowing right now. Oh my goodness. And the high in the area we're going to is going to be 40 today, but as of right now it's 30 degrees and snowing there, so not going into anything better than what we have here. But we're going to make up for yesterday. Some casinos have been moving a lot of things around, and hopefully by the time we come out the other side, things are actually better and more profitable. A lot of the machines that they took out were so obvious, and so many people were hitting them that there just wasn't a lot of money to be made. Hopefully it'll be better now. Today I have 3 meetings scheduled on my calendar, but I'll only be attending one of them because one is a morning meeting that I don't attend anymore. The other one is a meeting about learning about AI and how it works, and it came with a video, and I've already watched the video and I already knew more than what that video has anyway. So it's just going to be the same content as what was in that video, so I'll not be doing that, but it'll show on my calendar as busy in a meeting, so that's always beneficial. And then the third meeting should be short. It's scheduled for an hour, but should hopefully only last about half an hour. Tomorrow is Friday, and we'll be taking my son out of town. However, tomorrow is also going to be the longest day for me drive-wise. Tomorrow I'll be driving about 14 hours total between the casinos and taking my son where he's going, and about 12 and a half, probably 15 hours, and about 12 and a half of that is going to be casino driving. So I will have to leave real early in the morning. Is it really that much? Maybe less, maybe 10 of that will be casino driving, but it'll only leave me like 3 hours for playing, and then I'll come home and immediately load the car and take off with my son for another 2.5 hour drive or 3 hour drive. So anyway, tomorrow's going to be a long one. I considered going that direction today, but I don't think that that's the best use of my time. So today we are heading out to another area that has multiple casinos for blackjack, and we're going to try to get 2 or 3 good sessions in, and hopefully make up the whatever we lost yesterday, 4,000 on blackjack that we lost. Luckily we made good money on slots yesterday, but we're going to try to make up the rest of that deficit from yesterday by the end of the day tomorrow. So that's what's happening right now. Just heading out for the day, and like I said, it's cloudy, light mist outside, and I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I am back. So I got to the first casino. It's been raining pretty much the whole time, and lots of police out as well. It's only the beginning of the month, which is crazy, but lots of police presence on the roads. And I go into this place, and I have the feeling that I'm only about a minute behind somebody who is doing the same thing that I am. And I walk a little bit and I see him, and I'm like, I had a feeling somebody was here. And he laughed, and we talked for a few minutes. And this guy specifically, I've now heard that, I've talked about him before, that he'll play everything that he can find, and then he'll get bored and spend the next 6 hours giving that money back. And I'm now hearing that he's not doing very well. He just got an ordinary job and got lucky on a bunch of machines and built up a small bankroll, and now he's giving it all back. So now he's got to make a choice, get back to basics and do things the right way, or he's going to end up losing everything he has. So it's a tough business, especially when you were gambling before you were an AP, because then you fall back into those habits. Luckily for me, I never really played slots before, so I never got into the habit of just spinning and spinning for no reason. Anyway, I got ahead of him because he was stopped on a not really a play, and he was busy with that. I went past him and found a couple other things and played those, and I ended up slightly ahead, $59. And then I'm getting ready to leave, and I see him walk by, and I'm like, look, I know you're a little bit looser than I am. I wouldn't play that right there, but you might. And he's like, yeah, I play that. So he went to play it, and I don't know how it's going to turn out, but I told him, don't blame me. I'm just giving you a play that you would take normally. So he went to do that. So right now, continuing on here, like I said, it's still some nasty weather out. It's like a mist that's just like annoying, because you can't really have your wipers on, because then the windshield gets dry, it starts making the squeaking noise. But if you have them off, then even the intermittent you've got to turn on slightly. It's just annoying. But right now, where I am, it is 36 degrees, so I'm gonna have to pay attention and see where the temperature goes. I don't know where it was last night, so I don't know if it was below freezing and I have to worry about any kind of ice. I don't think so, but just going to be mindful of that. We're going to continue on right now to the next casino, where we're going to play some blackjack, and we're going to turn things around. And actually, the more I looked at things, I'm not down for the year, but I'm not doing great for the year in blackjack. Definitely slots are a lot better right now, which is unfortunate, because that's not the way I want it, but that's the way it is right now. So I'm going to do some catching up on blackjack today, and I'm going to move on to this next casino. I'll be back to update you. Plus 59. Alright guys, just a brief update here. I've been doing some online stuff. I was also assigned something by my director. This is part of the new work that I was given to take over for the guy who's leaving work. So I took care of that in the parking lot before I left the casino. Got that sent out. I'm just waiting for an email back with whatever they think about the work I did. And then I continued driving to the next casino, and I did some online stuff and made about $500 this morning. So that's good. Another thing about yesterday, although I had a bad day yesterday, I did make whatever it was, 12 or 1400 on those options. And I checked the options right before bed last night, and I noticed I would have made another 1,000 had I stayed in until the end of the day. But you know what? Honestly, it wasn't worth it for me. I'm just trying to make a little here and a little there, some easy money when unusual things happen in the stock market. And if I hadn't cut it off by then, I'd be actually down from that point anyway. So right now, the point I sold it at is higher than the point that option is at right now. So I think I did the right thing. So anyway, and plus, usually when news like that comes out, that's a surprise. It pops up and it overshoots where it needs to be and comes back down, versus like if you're expecting good results from a company, when the good results come out, the stock goes down because it's already been priced in. Anyway, we don't need to get into a lesson on stocks, but All right, still moving on to the next casino. I'm about 40 miles away from my next stop, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. Did okay, but not really what I was looking for. I looked at some slots first, and I lost like $1 or something like that, and then went on to look for a blackjack table. They were just opening some tables up. I found one, sit down, brand new table, just opened up. The cards weren't even all fully shuffled. So waited for that, talked to the dealer for a minute, and started playing. Bought in for $200 on actually $300 on a low limit table, and eventually bought in for $200 more, and then eventually bought in for $500 more when I ran out of money and the count was starting to get higher. Played there for about an hour, just going back and forth. Had a couple people come and go the table, and they were the kind of people that I love. These guys that play out of their pockets. They put money in their sweatshirt, come back out, back in their pockets, come back out. And so the dealer doesn't fully know how much money these people took with them or brought with them or anything like that. So I was able to stash away a couple $100 because of that. And just overall, wasn't really going anywhere. I ended up leaving that table ahead $200, all of it, which was rat hold. All right, what's going on here? Oh man, I got all kinds of... Oh, the car didn't really start. Uh-oh, now my car's dead. That's not good. All right, I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So the car is not starting because of the battery. So I guess the battery is weaker than I thought when I bought the car. So called a friend of mine. He said he can be here, but not for a couple hours. I do have AAA, but I'm kind of thinking just going back in the casino and playing. I'm here anyway. I do have a meeting, but not for a couple hours anyway. So maybe I'll do that. If I see security driving around, I may ask them if they could help me out. That's about all I can really do. Or I could just call AAA. Anyway, I ended the session. I had $200 on the blackjack and then played a couple slots and ended up ahead $1. So nothing major there. And that's really about it. So right now I'm probably just going to go back in the casino, find another table and play some more, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. So it was an adventure, and honestly, I could have called AAA, but why? Right? I mean, life is an adventure. Let's enjoy it. I'm not like in the middle of Alaska in the wintertime. I'll survive. So I did go back into the casino and went to play some blackjack again. And, well, what do you think happened? That's right. No, I did good, actually. I went to a table, sat down, started playing. Everything was going okay. I was even after a couple shoes, like exactly even. And then going into the next shoe, there was a red light. So it took forever for someone to come, put the cards back in, and start to shuffle. And she hadn't noticed the red light until almost the end of the shoe. So, you know, it was going to take a while. So I switched tables. I go to the other table, and I lose like 600 straight. I had one push and the rest were all losses, which is the way I started the first table. And eventually came back and evened out for a while and eventually got ahead. And I ended up leaving ahead $675. Then I went back to the car and I'm trying to figure out what to do. High enough, on a high enough level that I could roll it. And I looked online, and you can do it with an automatic transmission. You just need to put it in neutral at the top of the hill with the parking brake on, obviously. And then you're going to roll it. You're going to turn the key halfway, which all my electronics were working inside, so it was right on the edge of starting. And then you let the brake off. And once you get to about between 10 and 15 miles an hour, you turn the key at the same time that you put it in drive, and it's supposed to work. And I was getting ready to do it, a guy came by and pulled into a parking spot near me. I asked him if I could use some cables, and he said that he didn't have any. And then I was getting ready to line it up and do it, because why not? Worst case, I call AAA, right? And this other guy in the truck pulled in, and I asked him, older man and his wife, I asked them if I could use their cables. They're like, yeah, we could jump you. And I came over, and it started instantly. It was like 99.5% of the way there. So it was ready to start. It was just, you know, I think it's just a little bit weak. I'll have to get a new one, and really probably when I get home tonight I should probably do it, so my son and I don't get stranded somewhere. I don't care if I get stranded somewhere, I just don't want him to be in the cold somewhere. And actually, you know, it's cold, but it's not that cold here. One of the dealers was complaining that it was so cold outside. She said it was snowing here last night. I'm like, wow, I don't see any snow, but I guess it's possible. Right now it's 37 degrees outside. But I did talk to security, and I did talk to a cashier who called the valet, and security said they have a jump box, but they can't let you use it. And valet said they have a jump box, but they won't use it unless you're parked in valet. I'm like, that's really nice. So anyway, we're good, and we're on our way to the next casino. Hopefully the car starts. I'm going to make sure everything is turned off in the car before I start it, before I turn it off and before I start it. That way it draws the least amount of power possible, and I should be okay, I would think. I'm not going to be here like 10 hours, and then again, I just finished a really long drive and this just happened. So I wonder how many floors this parking garage has. If I can go up to the top floor, and then that way, just in case I need it, I could use the ramp to start it. So it looks like it's got some more floorage to it. Let's go up. Let's see how many floors this son bitch has. Yeah, let's go all the way up to the top, to the roof, and then we have a chance. And there's a parking spot right at the edge of the ramp over here, way far away from everybody. I can park over here, and if it doesn't start, I can roll it down the hill, and I still wouldn't trade it for a Coupe de Ville. But let's see here. And that's what I'm doing here. I'm gonna park it, and we'll see what happens. I'll be back. Alright guys, I forgot to record this. I'm like 15 minutes away from the next casino, and I'm 4 minutes from starting another meeting. But hit that casino. I parked on the top floor of the parking garage so that I could point straight to the ramp. I was right there in front of the ramp in case the car didn't start, but it started fine when I got back to it. I went in and played one slot and made $71 on that one, and that was interesting because the guy had just moved from that machine to the one next to it, and I'm like, do you not understand how this game works? Because you would know you shouldn't have done that. But he was still sitting right there when I won, but I hit that one for $71 or $72. And I went to the blackjack area, and I got ready to sit down. Actually, looks like I was up $80. I don't think that's right. 80? Pull out this money. It's right here. $72. I don't know why I wrote down 80. $72. I go to the blackjack area, and there's some 8-deck bad tables, and there's a good 6-deck table. I walk up. They had just started a shoe. I could get in if I wanted to, but I decided to watch it and do a little back counting. And then a guy sat down. The count went negative, so I walked and continued on. I found another one, and a guy got up, and I went to sit down, and this other guy walked up and said something to the dealer, and then they reserved it for him. And so I couldn't get that table either. So I ended up not being able to play any blackjack at that casino. I did play slots and make $72. And then Coach just called me a little bit ago. I talked to him on the phone for a little while, and he's doing well. hopefully he can come to my area soon, and we can have some fun going to casinos, and we'll see what happens. Hopefully late this summer or something like that, we could do something like that. And he reminded me, because he just got off a cruise, that I need to book my cruise, and I had forgotten about it. So I do need to book the cruise, and I need to call the police in Arizona to find out what's up with my ticket, because when I try to pay it, it doesn't find the ticket. So I need to figure that out. So anyway, my meeting is starting in 2 minutes. I'm going to get on that, and I'll be back to update you. All right, guys, I am back. I went into this place with the intention of only playing slots, not blackjack. This is a smaller place, kind of touchy on the blackjack. I've spent a lot of hours in here playing slots. I didn't want to risk anything. Go looking around the slots. I find a couple plays, even though there were a lot of people in here. And between everything I played, I ended the session ahead $129. So plus 129 on the slots. Now, one of these mooches who's always asking for something, who I've been ignoring lately, because he's like, oh, give me $10, and when I finish this play, I'll give it right back to you. Then the play ends 5 seconds later, and he doesn't give it back to me. So I said, that's it, no more, you're cut off. And I don't care if you're one spin away from hitting, you're going to have to get up. So he says, hey, Joe, do you want a cheeseburger? And I said, yeah, I'll take a cheeseburger. I said, why don't you just use something for yourself? And he said, it's too much for him to use, $30. So I said, sure, give me a cheeseburger, Swiss cheese, no bun, you can have the fries. It took forever. It took about 35 minutes, but finally got it. It was pretty good, actually. But while I was waiting, I decided to swing around the blackjack tables and look around at a lower limit blackjack table. And I found one I wanted to play, 6 deck, stay 17, no resplit aces. I sat down at that table, bought in, and started playing. And we pushed 8 of the first 10 hands, and I lost 1 and I won 1. No, I lost 2 and pushed 8 in the 10 hands. So that was an interesting start. I just continued playing, and finally I got a bigger count. At that point I was down, and I was able to play through till the end, and ended up leaving after that shoe ahead $350, which I believe that's pretty good for this place. So plus 350 on the blackjack, plus 129 on the slots. Got myself a cheeseburger. What did you eat today, MW? I had a cheeseburger with Swiss cheese. It was pretty good. It was medium warm. Not the actual meat, how well it was cooked, but the actual temperature was warm, not hot. I did get it medium. And it was pretty good. So, you know, the price was right. I meant to get myself a drink while I was in there, but I didn't. I think I still have a bag of drinks over here I can drink from. Overall, not a terrible day. Had some good sessions, had some scary sessions also, had some car trouble, all that stuff, all in the same day. So was it exciting? Yes. Was it something I'd want to repeat? Other than winning a little bit of money, not really. It was one of those grinder days where going from place to place, checking thousands of machines, and you know, looking at tables, and they're not available, and now it is, and then someone came to the table, and you got to get up and all that stuff. But right now outside it's 37 degrees, and you know, pretty good day so far. I'll be back. We might as well. What did you tip today, MW? What didn't you tip today, MW? I didn't tip today. And I actually did play a bunch of blackjack, and I talked to a couple slot attendants, but I tipped $0. How about you? Did you beat me today? Did you tie me today? Did you do better as far as tips? Did you save money by not tipping today? I'll be back. All right, guys. as I'm continuing my trip, the sky is looking a little bit nicer. Everything seems a little bit better out there. No more rain, and it's still cold, but no big deal. Tomorrow is going to be our, let's see, actually I don't know. Oh man, tomorrow is Friday already. So tomorrow's going to be a crazy day. We'll probably leave home between 4 and 5 if I can get up. We're going to hit one casino, it's a slot only, and then we're going to travel about 100 miles to another one that's slot only, and then another 100 miles to a full casino where we're going to play some double-deck blackjack, and then depending on time, I'm not sure how many casinos, 2 or 3 will hit on the way back, but whenever I have these days, the biggest focus is going to be to get out to the furthest casino as fast as possible so that I know I can put in my home address and I can see how long it's going to be to get home. I can add a half hour, 45 minutes for traffic, and then I know how much time I can spend at each casino that I go to. So that's going to be the big thing for tomorrow. I'm going to try to get up as early as possible. Now, looking at my meetings for tomorrow, tomorrow is the 11th. I have a team meeting at 10 o'clock, and then I had an 11 o'clock meeting that's canceled. So 10 o'clock meeting should be between my second and third casino that I go to. So if I wake up on time, should be either at my second or between my second and third casino. We would just pull over, do that team meeting. I do have a lot of work to do tonight. So I'm going to catch up on some stuff tonight for the office. Shouldn't take me more than a half hour, and then we'll be ready for tomorrow's action. So right now I'm going to continue my trip home. Got gas a little bit ago. I should be fine for the rest of the trip, and I'll catch up with you tomorrow. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.